And we're back for another episode. So today I'm going to be going through the patch notes for patch 3.3 because I know a lot of my viewers cannot be bothered to read through them. So I'm going to read through them. I'm not going to read every word, but I'm going to read through them as quick as I can and then offer my experience and advice because I've been playing this game since 2.0 launched. So I've been playing this game for a long time. So I think we're approaching 1,000 days played. So a long time. So yeah. So as per routine, the major patches are the ones with whole decimals. So because it's 3.3, it's a new chain. Major patches usually bring with them new main story, new dungeons, new quests, especially for things like Hildebrand and so on, and any new major features they want to bring into it as well. So let's go through it. So 3.3 brings a multitude of additions and refinements to the realm of Eorzea. Those who would see Ishgard pull back from the brink of destruction will do battle with Great Worm Nidhogg. Thrill seekers will explore the city of Mash and discover what secret lies within. Adventurers who long for a true test of metal will take the front lines of the Fields of Glory, that's PvP, from treasures of hunts in Aquapolis to Moogle merriment in Churning Mists. There's something for everyone here in Eorzea. Cool, fair enough. So, Revenge of the Horde. So, you can watch the trailer if you want. It's been released. I've already made a separate video about that. So, as with other 3.0 patches, you have to basically... This is saying you need to own Heavensward. If you don't own Heavensward, you can't play this stuff. Okay, quests. New main scenario quests have been added. So, these are some previews. And they put question marks to replace the title names because the title names might give away what the story is going to be about, so they don't want any spoilers in their patch notes beforehand. So requirements for accepting and progressing through the following main scenario quests have been adjusted. So I must first complete main scenario quest, whatever, la da da. After required level 7, Okay, for whatever reason they've increased sub levels, reduced some levels. For some of the really early main scenario quests, like level 6, level 7 ones, following items have been added as item rewards received upon completing the main scenario quest, passing the blade, okay? Which is nice, so it means that they're still going back and rebalancing old stuff, even though it's been out for years. So it's good that they're keeping their eye on that. And then new Chronicles Era quests have been added. So the Warring Triad, fair enough. So the Fate of Stars, fair enough. So this must be some new, just random new primal, I guess. The Weeping City. This is the second part, sorry, of the Void Arc quest line. So it'll take us to the Weeping City of Mach. So yeah, so look forward to that. That should be good. That effectively will become the new 24-man that we'll do on a weekly basis. And I'm sure they'll give us incentives for doing Void Arc as well. New side core quests have been added. Fair enough. For Pass We Walk, question mark, question mark, question mark. And Nidhogg's Rage. These quests will become available to players upon completing the 3.3 main scenario. Ooh. Okay. New side story quests have been added. Fair enough, fair enough. Hildebrand. So you guys can see all the Hildebrand quests. What Hildebrand is, if you haven't played this game, it's like a funny side adventure in the game based around Hildebrand Mandeville, who is the detective extraordinaire of the game, trying to work out what led to the calamity and everything. Is a complete imbecile, basically. It's actually really, really funny. It's a very funny quest line. So this is a comedy part of 14. So they added more quests to it, and there is a lot of Hildebrand quests. So like the Hildebrand story is its own playlist that you can see on my YouTube channel. So let's see. Animal weapons. Cool. Players must first complete finding your voice. So the animal weapon quest is extended at least a little bit. Animal weapons enchantments enhanced by speaking to Ulaine in Idleshire. Okay, so you basically... I think the difference with this is that this is the first part you can actually customize the stats on your relic. So you choose how you want to increase the stats and you gather the materials required for it. So anything speciality attributes on your animal will transfer over to your reconditioned weapon. We raise to the value depending on the new item level, blah, blah, blah. Okay? So the drop rate of luminous crystals required to undertake Soul Without Life has been increased. Okay, so the first part of the relic quest, which requires doing face and getting luminous crystals, the drop rate has been increased to make that part easier, basically. And say a new side quest has been added, Storming the Hull. Fair enough. So that's to do... I think that's to unlock one of the new dungeons. I think that's to unlock whole Breaker Isle hard mode. Okay, the location of the items players must receive, certain quest churning mists have been adjusted. Okay. The quest destinations displayed on the map for certain quests in the churning mists have been adjusted. Okay. So I guess they're being more specific about like certain things. So maybe these circles were misleading before. Moogle Beast Tribe. So if you've been doing the Beast Tribe quests, the Moogles will be the newest one added in 3.3. And it will help you with leveling up, crafting, and gathering. And for that reason, I will be doing, hopefully soon, the level 50 to 60 new players crafting series. Because people have asked me for it for a long time on Ori, which is the series on my channel, which effectively is the do-it-yourself with minimal money, without any help at all, leveling of crafting and gathering series on my channel. That's what the new players series is aimed at, because I have all the power leveling guys to 60. I'll do it as quickly as you can, but they require help, whereas the new players is the new do-it-yourself thing. So you can, I have both. I have the do-it-yourself method and the power level method. So okay, churning mists, so blah blah, Beast Tribe main quest. So yeah, there's lots of new Beast Tribe main quests basically. And they are worth doing because the stories of each Beast Tribe is really good. I've done the Vanu Vanu and Vath in the expansion. I did all of the ones before the expansion as well. And the end of the ones before the expansion, it all culminated in a quest called Friends Forever, which you can also see on my channel, which is like all the Beast Tribes of Eorzea uniting. So that was a really awesome quest. So I would say do it now before later on when you want to do the end quest and you have to do so many Beast Tribes together, because you can only do so many Beast Tribe dailies every day anyway. And also as well, they've given us an incentive for the Beast Tribe quests in terms of the drops you get from it, you can then use to help enhance your relic. So there isn't really anything in this game which doesn't have multiple purposes. They've given multiple purposes to pretty much everything in this game for a reason. Okay, the following items can be purchased from the Vanu Vanu vendor. Okay, you can get Vanu Vanu outfits in this patch, and you can get Vath outfits from the Beast Tribe. I'm assuming you have to be a certain level for it. Okay, achieve Bloodsworn reputation. Okay, you have to be the max reputation to get the outfits. I wonder if there's going to be one later to dress up as a Moogle, even though I think that might actually already exist. The Beast Tribe quests have been adjusted as follows. Optional rewards grade 4 gathering and crafting materia. Oh wow. So Ixali. So if you do the Ixali, you can get grade 4 materia. That's actually really, really overpowered. That's actually ridiculous. So yeah. So that's an incentive to go back and do the Ixali quest, is to get grade 4 materia for crafting and gathering. Let's see. I mean, like I said, they have to add incentives. They want you to go back and do all content. So, and having a steady flow of grade 4 materia is good for everyone, because it means people will make money if they sell them, and it also will drive the prices down of grade 4 materia as well, so that people leveling crafting and also putting materia onto their gear can do it at a cheaper rate. That's the goal of this, is adding this in, is to make money and also reduce prices, to give a steady inflow of grade 4 materia onto all the servers. So a message prompt will now display for players who reach maximum reputation without having completed the Beast Tribe main quest line. Okay, fair enough. So it gives you a warning if you're wasting reputation. Reputation awards for completing Amalja, Sylph, Sahagin, Kobold, and Ixali Beast Tribe quests have been increased. Nice. So all the old Beast Tribes from before the expansion, you can level it quicker, basically, to help you catch up quicker. The duration of the transparent effect granted during the following quests has been increased. Sylphland, Sting, and Beast Tribe quests. Okay, good. So they made it easier, because those quests, they were kind of clutch. They were kind of like, only just make it in time if you know exactly where you're going. So now they made it easier for everyone. The icon quests unlocking new features or duties have been changed. Okay. So if you're unlocking new features or duties, it now has this symbol rather than the standard exclamation point. So it stands out better. So these icons would be way more noticeable. The destination markers that appear during quests have been adjusted to improve visibility. Okay, so before Sparkle... Destination might appear as quests have been adjusted. I mean, it looks the same, but maybe in game it will be noticeably different. New airship routes from Ishgard to the Gold Saucer, and each of the 3 city-states have been added. Airship routes will become accessible upon completion of 3.3 main Saguario quest. To access the airship route to the Gold Saucer, players must first complete It Could Happen to You. Ooh, I wonder how the Gold Saucer is going to be tied into the main scenario. I guess we'll see. The Aquapolis has been added. So the Aquapolis is a special instance that can be accessed after finding and opening treasure coffers obtained from Dragon Skin treasure maps. Here players will have the chance to explore long abandoned ruins filled with treasure. A test of skill and luck, players will be required to fight their way to the final chapter and reap the rewards. And we spoke about this during the 3.3 trailer as well, that when you defeat each floor, you have these 2 doors. And you have a 50% chance to progress to the next floor. Just 50%. And there's 7 floors in total. If you manage to get to the 7th floor and defeat the whatever boss is in the 7th floor, then you'll be rewarded with things like grade 5 material. So, for that reason, the Dragon Skin maps right now are really overpriced. And they're really selling very well. Because that's just how it is before patches. People go crazy for that sort of stuff. So, okay, entering the Aquapolis. Players will have a chance to teleport. Dragon Skin maps. Upon opening these chats, players should encounter a server error or be unable to enter within a specific time due to blah blah. Instead of being full occupied, they'll receive the Master's Feast map. Players with the Master's Feast map in their possession will be able to summon a teleportation ward by using the general action dig near the area indicated on the map. Oh nice, so they have already anticipated server error or whatever, so that if you don't get in first time, you can get in later. So it's good that they have foresight to go through that. Progressing through treasure chests will trigger basically what I said about 50% going through. Leaving the Aquapolis. Players that will be removed from quickly should one of the following occur. The wrong door is chosen. There are no party members present on the battlefield when enemies are released and the chamber is sealed. Okay. Rewards. So you get rewards. Players also grant rewards higher grade upon defeating rare enemies that appear. Done. The acquisition of rate of items can be obtained through each of the 8 maps has been adjusted. When they say adjusted, it means up and down, depending on the item. It doesn't mean all has been increased. So, and apparently the Aquapolis is balanced for a party of 4. Enemies guarding treasures, dragon skins, maps will no longer drop items. Okay. So, Grand Companies. The following additions have been... changes have been made. Materials tab has been added. Okay, materials. Okay, so they made it... What's the difference then between material and materials? Even if players fulfill multiple supply and provision and missions, the delivery, graphic, text, and music will not play repeatedly in succession. That's a long time bug. So like if you are like me and you turned in a huge amount of green crafted items to get a ton of Grand Company seals using expert delivery, you would see that thing over and over and over again. Now it won't happen anymore. New items which can be purchased in exchange for Grand Company seals has been added. Okay. Lavender seeds and void rack seeds. Okay. We'll find out what those are used for. The following items can now be purchased from the resident caretakers in each of the resident villages. Void seeds. Okay. So, yeah. I mean, my FC on Zargatanis, we've got like nearly 2 million FC points. So, yeah, we can afford this stuff. The following items can now be purchased from the OC Quartermaster Grand Companies. Outdoor Furnishings. Morning Glories. Huh. Interesting. So new items can be crafted. Grade 6 ethereal wheels, grade 3 wheels of whatever. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but the ethereal wheel system, we never bothered to use it. You know, it's, I don't know. We literally never have. So, a message now display when players execute the invite to company subcommand. Okay. Housing. So it's also a confirm box to invite people to FC. Housing. In light of the recent earthquake in Kumamoto, Japan, the counter for estate auto demolition has been suspended until the release of 3.35. Huh. New furnishings have been added. Fair enough. A new furnishing, the flower pot, has been added, allowing players to now cultivate crops indoors. So yeah, you can grow flowers in your house. The flower pot can be placed within 3 company estates, private estates, and even private chambers. This furnishing allows players to grow the exact same plants and crops as those in the garden plots indoors. In addition to this, there are certain seeds which can now only be cultivated in flower pots. These plants will yield materials to craft gear. Okay. Intercrossing cannot be done using flower pots. Fair enough. So that answered that question before anyone asks. You can't breed between plots. You can only just grow. Players can now purchase flower pots from the following NPCs, all the housing merchants in the housing areas, basically. The number of flower pots that may be placed in the private estate and chamber is as follows. Okay. Cool. Fair enough. So players will be able to obtain a variety of seed with which they can begin cultivating their crops. Different seeds of types of seed with different types of crops. These will occasionally appear at certain locations where their plants yield crops. So, for example, a Lenosian orange seed can be obtained from the same trees as Lenosian oranges. Well, yeah, duh. Players will also need to prepare soil for their flower pot. Soil type and grade will affect the quality and quantity of gear, which is the same as the regular plant growing system that's been in the game for a very long time. So growing seeds, fertilize crop, tending crops, remove crop, okay, harvest crop. Same concept. I'm not going to go into too much detail of this because you've seen the gardening system in the game for a long time. The players can use their flower pot to cultivate seeds and yield materials, da da da. Now, one thing you can actually do, with some of the flowers you grow, you can crop them and then you can use them as accessories, like head accessories and so on. Okay, new furnitures, new flower vase has been added. Really, I'm sure my FC will be all over this and decorate the house and make it look as pretty as possible. Okay, placement and functions, display flowers, remove flowers. Okay, lots of new seeds, crops can be exchanged for materials, residential areas, for gold ore, dark seal ore, fair enough. Void, oh, okay, so that's what the lavender and the void rake are for, is to get these old accessories if people can't be bothered to mine them or to gather them themselves. I guess that, again, that's to drive down the prices, because the prices of these might be higher than they need to be. The following changes and additions have been made to residential districts. Wards 9 through 12 will be added to all residential districts. That includes the subdivisions as well. So I think for every server, we're going to get 750 new housing, plots of housing. And they've changed and made all the prices the same on all servers as well for all houses. So the initial pricing is that. So first class plot, 50 million is the highest. It goes down eventually to less than half. So every 6 hours, the price drops like a couple of percent, and it will do that until either the house is bought or the plots are good. And it's good that they're finally adding way more housing to all the servers. So some of the people on the servers have like 1 billion gil now, or billions of gil even at this point. So these prices are nothing. They are literally nothing. I was saying to Ash, if you guys don't know, Ash is also considered one of the best crafters in the world. He's got more than 1.5 billion gil. So I was saying to him, he could buy one of these districts himself if he wants, if it was an option. The pricing of land has not been purchased prior to patch 3.3 may also be adjusted. Okay, so any empty plots of land will also be adjusted in price. Okay, minimum price. So basically, there's going to be more housing. That's the conclusion. The following additions and adjustments have been made to the orchestron. The volume, directional quality, and the auditory range of the orchestrion rolls have been adjusted. New orchestrion rolls have been added. Orchestrion rolls can now be stacked in your inventory. Okay. So the Mandeville Gold Saucer. The following additions have been made to Triple Triad. New cards are available. New NPC opponents Triple Cry have been added. The following additions have adjustments been made to Lords of Verminion. A guide that displays the dominance of a minion type will now appear during battle. Okay. New prize available for purchase using MGP. Pig outfit. Fair enough. Oh yeah. Fenrir can now fly. Lol. The Fenrir mount. It costs 1 million MGP. I'm still not even a third of the way there because I'm spending all my MGP on my racing chocobo. So, let's see. Music played when riding the Godworker mount has been changed. The sound effects played when summoning and dismissing the Bennu mount has been changed. New hairstyles have been added. Cool. New emotes have been added. Okay. Nice. Wink. And then, upon unlocking all Aethernet shards in a given city, the airship landing will be added to the Aethernet list. Ooh. So you can now actually teleport to the airship landing. That's useful. So, the location of the Aether currents in all areas has been adjusted. Okay, the objective has been added to the challenge log. Aqua Gleam Hunter. Open 5 treasure coppers in the Aquapolis Vault. Reward 2,000 gil. It's a small thing, but whatever. Compared to the effort involved to getting it, it's not much, but whatever. Up for the challenge. Okay, we're getting more gil, basically, for doing more unique challenges on a weekly basis. I am actually... The main challenges I'm doing, personally, are the roulette ones, the fate ones, and the ones for the chocobo as well, because I'm still leveling my chocobo to 20. Hopefully this, like, I'll get it to halfway to 19, so I'm getting closer to 20, but it still will take a while to finish the last level. Okay, new structures have been added to Idleshire. Nice. So Idleshire is getting built. That looks like a nice place. Wow. So just like with Mordona but in Realm Reborn, Idleshire is obviously the new base of, you know, operations. And by the end of Heavensward, it will be a full thriving city, basically. That's the goal. So it's nice to have some of the areas built up like that. And okay, Dark Knight. The following action and traits have been adjusted for PvP. Okay, so PvP balances and just general balances. So read it. Bard is getting a lot of adjustments. So if I level Bard next after Astrologian and Black Mage, then it might be in my benefit to do that, because we might be getting a lot of boosts. Reduced. Cast time been reduced. Okay, so it looks like from glancing at this that Bard is getting boosted. So yeah, it might be the right time to level it. Visual effect of Gladiator action Provoke has been changed. The visual effect of Machinist action Wildfire has been changed. The command to toggle the display of Machinist Gore's Barrel has been added. PvP action has been added. Players can now register PvP actions via the PvP profile window. Presets, nice. Okay, that's cool. So I'm not really into PvP, but anything to make the game easier and better and interchangeable is always welcome. So when selecting decline on the configuration prompt, the actions such as raise or whatever, players must press and hold the button for a fixed period of time to decline the action. Okay, so that's to prevent any accidental pressing of what is actually a very beneficial button. New dungeon been added, Saw Kai and Hullbreaker Royal Hard Mode, which we said before. New trials have been added, Final Steps of Faith, and Nidhogg Rage, so we can play against Nidhogg. The players may now queue solo for Containment Bay Extreme via the Duty Finder. Okay, so this is one of the extremes. I still haven't done any of the extremes in Heavensward. I don't know why I haven't. I haven't done Bismarck or Ravana or Sephiroth or Oridon. I haven't done any of the extremes. I should just one day get them all done. I don't know what's kept me away from them. The players who already possess the Nightmare mount can no longer select Need or Greed on the Nightmare Whistle. I mean, that's the way it should be. If you already have the mount, it should say you have the mount already. You can't roll on it. So the Alliance Raid Dungeon, the Weeping City of Macht, have been added. Okay, and like I said, it's the second part of the Voidok questline. This globe is Ozma. Ozma, if you don't know, is the hardest optional boss from Final Fantasy IX. There's not even a boss you're required to do, but if you finish the Chocobo digging side quest, yeah, which is very long in Final Fantasy IX, then you fight Ozma, and he, like I said, he is the ultimate hardest boss. Because in the Final Fantasy series, if you don't know, the hardest boss in the game is not even required. It's an extra challenge which you can face by choice. It doesn't mean that he's going to be the hardest boss in the game. It's just basically that's where Ozma has come from. So they've taken him directly from Final Fantasy IX. And then rewards, requirements, blah, blah, blah. Do it every week, la da da. The Enchanted card will no longer appear in the treasure coffer, but can instead be obtained upon clearing the Void Ark. Okay, so just like if anyone who's still doing the original Crystal Tower quest will know that you can randomly get the card dropped for you. And I get it pretty much every time from the last bosses of each of the Crystal Towers. So they're making it easier for the Voidok one. Machi will no longer be obtained from Voidok, but that can be obtained from the Weakening City of Macht. Okay. So if anything, they're trying to give a reason to do the new dungeon rather than go back to Voidok. Drop rate of Wind Up Ichina and Coffin Lid has been increased. Okay. Raid Finder has been added. Raid Finder allows players to register for instance raids without having to form a party. By selecting a desired raid and matching requirements, players will be matched automatically with a player spanning multiple worlds within the same data center. So think of it as like a party finder for the data center, not just for one specific server. The raid finder will be unlocked when speaking with the NPC who would normally unlock the entrance to a specified instant raid. It can be accessed via duty tab in the main menu. The following savage raids have been added to the raid finder. So all of the first savages from the first part of Alexander you can now do in the raid finder. And I'm sure when they release the third part of Alexander, they'll make the second savages available as well. Yeah, it just basically means that you can just dungeon it up. Like, if anything, I don't know why they haven't just updated the duty finder, why they have to add this in, but whatever. Practice phase selection, middle phase, whatever, they've added it in. You know, I'm happy for the raiders who care, basically. Sorry to say. Anyway, so practice, blah, blah, going on about that for a while, blah, blah, da da. Players must meet the following item requirements when doing Midas Savage. Okay, so if you're doing Raid Finder, you can't just go in with, like, no gear. You have to have at least a certain item level. So, like, I can't even go into these ones, because even my eye level doesn't match all of them. So, the strength of the Echo granted Alexander Gordius Savage has been increased. Okay, good. So, they're basically making Savage Alexander a lot easier to finish now, the first one. So, yeah, so that more people can experience it. So, the following duty has been added to the duty roulette trials. Final steps of faith. The following duties have been added to duty roulette mentor. Okay. So, I still haven't unlocked the mentor system. I wonder if I should do that someday. Maybe when I'm level 60 everything, I'll do that. So, the number of Allegon tombstones received from the following dungeons and alliance dungeons has been increased. Okay. So, we'll get more. Nice, Night Anti-Tower, Void Art. Okay, so basically they're, again, incentivizing you going back to the old places. So the following additions and changes have been made to the duty finder. Number of parties recruiting for duties displayed in the duty finder will now update automatically when opening the window. Okay. A tooltip will now display when selecting the join party and join in progress checkbox. Duties with more than one weekly reward will now indicate which rewards have been received when viewing the duty finder. Oakley dokley. And let's see. Yeah, we can just skip through this. It's not that important. Okay, duty finder. So they've adjusted the duty finder. They made it prettier to manage the party as well. Okay, the PvP encounter Field of Glory has been added to Frontlines. Fair enough. So that means a new mode in PvP, which me personally is another thing I won't be doing, lol. So if you like PvP, go for it. Go for it. You know, I hope you enjoy it. Yep. So Icebound 2, blah, blah, blah. So read through that if you care. I really don't. So, mounts. Free to use mounts during the front lines. Okay. Adjustments have... Okay, result screen seal rock. What's been made to the win or lose. Okay, so basically a lot of more PvP. So if you care about PvP in 14, you have a new type of style coming in. New items have been added. Nice, some pictures of the new items. New materia melder NPCs have been added to the following areas. Players must first complete the side quest Forging the Spirit to meld materia with these NPCs. You must have both the materia and the required amount of gil to meld materia. Catalysts are not required to meld materia. Okay, so basically you don't have to ask crafters to meld materia anymore. You can do it from NPCs if you pay them, which is nice, I guess. You know, not everyone can find people to meld materia for them, but yeah, it's a nice to have. It wasn't necessary, but it's nice that they put it in, I guess. The requirement for unlocking material removal from Mutamix has been changed as follows. So, okay. So the following items have had the items name change. Fairy token. Okay, mash farthing. Okay, the item icon's been changed. Fair enough. So the parameters for the following items have been adjusted. Oakley dokley. Help text has been added. Help text. New NPC named the Recompense Officer has been added to next to the Calamity Salvage in each city, from whom which you can repurchase seasonal event items. Okay. Right. So it's just because the salvage collector, I guess, is overburdened right now. Following items can be exchanged at the Calamity Salvager. Cool. I mean, I keep all of this stuff, all the seasonal items on my what's it called? The armoire anyway, so it's way out of the way. The following items can now be repurchased. Okay, the Lucis items. Fair enough. So if you have all the Lucis items, then you can repurchase them. Which means you don't have to hold on to them, basically. Following items can be repurchased from your combatant officer. Fair enough. Following items can now be dyed. Good. Versions of dry redworm gear can now be crafted and dyed have been added. Certain material necessary for crafting these items are now obtainable in the final coil Bahamut. Weapons will not be added. Huh. So you can craft basically the gear from final coil, which is cool, I guess, if you care about that. I've mostly just been buying all of the poetic stuff. So, yeah. But it's up to you, because it looks quite nice, the final coil gear. But you could just go in with, like, a unsynced group and then just clear it super quick anyway. So it's up to you. But it's nice that they add the option in. Give more thing for crafters to do. Let's see. Potency, recast timers following medicines have been adjusted. Okay, so they've reduced the cool. I mean, these potions generally are very, very ineffective. So they're making them more effective as they can. Yeah. Because it's these limits here which kills them. Is the fact it says 24% of HP, max 1,900. So it's good for leveling up, but it's definitely not good for endgame. And I guess they have to keep it that way, because otherwise they would have to balance the game versus not just healing, but also potions as well. High productive animal weapon replicas are going to be purchased from the restoration node in Aziz La. Yep. As you guys know, I refused to trade in my Zeta, my Bard Zeta. I refused to, so I just got the luminous crystals myself. So, let's see. Following items are now available for purchase material of Idleshire. Okay, so you don't have to go to Mordona for these anymore. The following items can now be available for purchase on the Goblin Trader in Idleshire. Geisel Greens and Dark Matters. Nice. Okay, the number of Amber Encased Velkin required by the Amber Trader in Idleshire for the following items have been adjusted. Okay, so basically getting these items will be a lot easier. Okie dokie. Upon creating a character, players will now start with equipment in their neck, ears, wrists, and right ring slots. Players who have already created characters can purchase this equipment from the following NPCs in each city. Nice. So it means that you'll be fully decked out in gear at level 1. You won't start with just like a mini skirt or whatever you started with before. So new items have been added as reward to exploratory voyages. That's good, because we still in the FC do those quests every day. So the search for item by crafting method and search for item by gathering method subcommands are now available. Cool. So they've added, I guess, a yeah, they just made it easier to search. The following recipes are now available for quick synthesis. Okay, the ethereal wheel stuff. So the following items have had their crafting requirements lowered. Okay. So the special recipes section of the crafting log has been adjusted to the following. New category of acid, Moogle Quest, Heavensward. The following categories have been changed. Exali Quest, Heavensward. Okay. So I guess this is just the distinct between the Exali and the Moogle Quest, because they both involve crafting, basically. So cordials can now be crafted. Cool. Oh, nice. So we can actually get high-quality cordials because they can be crafted now. So the amount of blue crafter scripts received when submitting the following items have been increased. Good. So they've made getting blue scripts easier. If you watch my level 60 crafting progression guide, I show you how to get blue scripts as quickly as possible. I was able to buy all of my master recipe books in a couple of hours using my method. So the collectibles for Disciples of Land has been adjusted as follows. The required collectability for the following items has been decreased. Okay. So they made the collectability gathering thing easier. The following items can now be submitted to the collectible appraisal. The amount of red gathering script obtainable submission collectible appraisal have been increased to the following items. Okay, the amount of experience points earned upon submission of collectible appraisal has been increased on the following items. The number of items received when purchasing the following items with the script exchange item has been increased. Okay. So when new items have been added to gathering, points, a portion of unspoiled locations, gathering points uncovered, blah, blah, blah. So basically, lots of gathering boosts, you know. So the following items are now obtainable from more unspoiled locations. The probability of hidden gathering points appearing when favors are used has been increased. Big fishing has been added to Ishgard areas. Unspecified amount of gathering and perception will be necessary for big fishing. Okay, so if you're really, really big into fishing, because I know there is a fishing community in this game, look forward to this. It's like it is going to be a massive feature, and in the patch notes is one sentence. So, yeah. The fishing conditions and blah blah blah. So you have to work out as well the ideal conditions. New chocobo barding has been added. Okay, that looks like Leviathan. New mounts have been added. Oh nice, so that's obviously from the Moogle quests, the Moogle quest line. This one, I've got no clue. So I guess we'll work out where this one comes from. New minions have been added. Okay, Ramu, Shiva. Okay, so I guess they drop from Ramu and Shiva, basically. Players can now automatically equip optimized gear in the armory chest by using the recommended gear tab. Ooh. That's actually really cool, because it means that you don't have to look through all of your bag slots to work out the best thing to wear. You can just click a button and it does it for you if you don't want to think. So, new achievements have been added. Raid the Aquapolis, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so read through that at your own leisure. As of patch 3.3, the following duties count towards high-level full-party duties. Okay, the new mentor statuses have been added to the mentor system. Mentor statuses are now separated into categories so that players can search for a mentor specialized in playstyle. Okay, meet qualified mentor can select one of the following: PV mentor, trade mentor, PvP mentor, and mentor. Fair enough. So it's up, yeah. So PvE. So I guess PvE mentor, I guess, could be Mr. Happy. Trade mentor could be me. PvP mentor could be Joe Never Fails. That's basically what we are. We have that title above our head always, but now we can have it also in game. And let's see, mentor. Yes, I really should unlock the mentor system so I can help people with crafting even more in game, not just like on my YouTube channel. Engine point connecting areas are now marked clearly on the map. Oh, nice. So they added these arrows all over the place to say where you zone. Not that it was needed, but I guess it's nice. Just make the maps a bit more useful. Ooh. This is new. This arrow. I think this arrow... Yeah, this arrow is new, isn't it? This goes to a housing area. So... Huh. I wonder what that... I don't know if that's like a spoiler that they've added in. That is new. That is not supposed to be there. Because when you go to that gate, there's just a guard standing there saying this is where the elite of Gridania lived. Like, effectively where the politicians live, where the rich live. So I don't know if this is going to be some shortcut to either, what's it called? The Gridania housing area, or Lavender Beds, or if it's going to be a new entrance to a new place. That is very interesting. So, yeah. So... check that out, guys. That might be a spoiler that they've unintentionally added in. A place waymarks will now appear on the minimap. Ah, nice. Good. So when you put waymarks down, it will go on the minimap as well. Partial match function has been added to the market board. Okay, what that means basically is that you no longer have to search on the market board with the first word being right. As long as it contains whatever you've typed in. So for example, in this case they showed Materia 5. It will show all of the items that have Materia 5 in it, not just what start with Materia 5. So that is something that they should have added a long time ago, but whatever. Which list will not display, okay, whatever. So that's a quality of life thing, but that's very, very useful. Following changes have been made to the retainer ventures. Okay, following added to ventures. Cool. The following changes and additions have been made to the idling camera. Huh. Okay. So, switching feature has been added. This feature will detect and switch to a subject using an action within a camera angle parameter. There is a chance that the idling camera will follow the subject using an action. The selected camera pattern will... It's basically like a really fancy screenshot system in 14. The following addition and adjustment have been made to the pose as a group action. So again, this is to take nice screenshots. The following changes have been made to the journal. Okay, the name of the quest and the leave will now display when you abandon it. The players can now hide quests from their duty lists. Checkbox now filled. Quests will display the duty list. Okay, so they just made it better basically. Remaining allowances for Beast Tribe quest dailies will now be displayed in the timers menu. That's good. So the following changes have been made to the character window. Okay, so what's this? Moogles have been added to the Beast Tribe Relations section of Reputation tab. A new button for adjusting headgear has been added to the character window. Okay, and then blah 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 da, adjust visor. Okay, basically the adjust visor command's been added to the display. Following changes have been made to recommendations quests, which unlock new game features now displayed in the quest tab of the recommended window. Font size of the window has been adjusted to improve visibility. Cool. Players can now save HUD layouts for using HUD layout menu. In addition, a HUD layout setting button has been added, which allows players layouts to be copied onto other layouts. Fair enough. These changes to the HUD layout will not be completed even if you press save. Players now change between layouts 1 to 4 using the layout text command. I think this was to benefit your PvP, because you might have a completely different set of buttons for PvP versus PvE. So this is to make that easier, rather than having to switch between hotbars or anything awkward like that. So the following adjustment has been made to the party finder. A button has been added to make it easier to set the player's own job and class recruitment criteria window. Fair enough. The message displayed on party command vote dismissed. La di da. Players can now switch between tabs and journal entries in the unending journey. Cool. So they've added tabs basically. The unending journey allows you to replay like cutscenes that you might have seen in the game so far. A new option has been added to the frame rate settings under the display setting tabs of thing, only for PlayStation 4. Players can now choose the following: high quality. Scenery and lighting in the game will be displayed in optimized quality. Standard quality game will be displayed in standard quality. Okay. So they've almost added like the DirectX 11 support to PlayStation 4, even though it's not officially DirectX 11. Players can now customize a party list display. Okay. Parties in Alliance who are not within range will now have their HP grayed out in the Alliance list. That's cool. So it shows who's in range. It makes it easier. An item settings tab has been added to the character configuration interface. Players can now manage items using the following settings. Cool. You obtain the army chest, blah, blah, blah. Interesting, interesting. So they made the armory chest a bit better. New options have been added to the HUD tab. High duty list during instance duty. High duty list during non-instance duty. Okay. So you can hide your quest list when you're doing dungeons, basically. The following options and the character blah 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 da. Okay. They basically made your interface more customizable. The following settings have been added to the character configuration window in the system's menu. Cool. PvP actions are now affected by display error message when actions fail. New text commands have been added. Mog dance, wink. Okay, raid finder. So basically all the new features, there will be an equivalent text command for it as well. Online status. Online functions have been added. Online status, blah, blah. So you can search who is the different mentors of the game. So the text command loot has been removed. Macro sets before 3.3, which use the loot phrase, will now display brackets without no function command. So new placeholders have been added. Okay. Placeholder. New options are available in the keybind interface. Okay, the following words have been added to the authorization dictionary. So read that at your own leisure. Nice. Oh, they added the months. Okay, cool. New music has been added. The website link, which appears when the meteor icon is selected in the launcher, has been changed. The following adjustments have been made to the free trial version of the game. The level cap has been increased to 35. The maximum amount of mil you can carry has been increased from 100,000 to 300,000 gil. So if you have never played 14 but interested to try it out, you can level all the way for free until level 35. And that means that at level 30 you can unlock the job system without having to pay for the game. And you can experience all the jobs in the game at your own leisure, except for the Heavensward stuff, because you can't even unlock that until you finish the main scenario and got to Heavensward. So that's it, guys. That's the 3.3 patch notes as they are. They haven't made a list, and what they never do while the server's still up, they don't show the list of new items that you can craft and materials required to make the items, because they don't want the market board being emptied like before the patch goes live. But of course, people will study the patch notes before the patch goes live, and then the second the servers go up, they'll go to the market board and empty it out of any items that they feel will make lots of items. So if you're online the second the servers go up, then do your research. If you have the money, see where you can make a quick profit. It happens every single patch. There's nothing that Square Enix can do to prevent it other than publishing the list later. Simple as that. So anyway, guys, please look forward to patch 3.3. Remember that there's a 24-hour maintenance tomorrow on the 6th of June. So yeah. So anyway, guys, that's it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed me reading through the patch notes. If you have any questions, any comments, any feedback, please let me know in the comments down below. Please be sure to like, favorite, and subscribe for more. I mainly cover Final Fantasy XIV, but I play a whole list of other games. So I finished the Uncharted series very recently. I'm playing Ni no Kuni at the moment. I've played Fallout 4, played Grand Theft Auto 5. I've played the Assassin's Creed Black Flag, Assassin's Creed Syndicate. So many games on my channel. Until Dawn I played through, and so on. And I am the sort of person to go through full Let's Plays of games. So I will play a game beginning to end when I play a game if I enjoy it enough. So anyway, guys, that's it for this episode. Thank you for watching, and as always, goodbye from me. And if she's available, goodbye from Mithrie. Bye, guys.